Hello, family. I'd like to welcome you once again to Precious Moment. I'm Pastor Ron Bowman, a staff member of the Botchaway Ministries. And I want you to know that in life, every moment is very precious. That's why this is called Precious Moment. The most valuable thing that we have in life is also the most costly thing, but it's also free, and that's our time. And that's why here at Precious Moment, we make every moment count. Because once time is used, you never get it back. So, family, ensure that you have your paper, your pen, and be prepared to jot down some little notes that will make every moment in your life very precious, but it will also be a moment that will be very beneficial to you. So, family, as you know, last segment, we had none other than Dr. Emmanuel K. Botchway here with us, and he talked on his book, The Speaking Offering. And I want you to know the response was overwhelming. And as much as we'd like to re-air and bring him back to discuss even more on that book, I want you to know he's here today, but he's going to talk on his other book that he has written, and that is You Can Begin Again. Here it is. We know that we're getting ready to cross over into New Year's. And you know what everybody do? They have a New Year's resolution. And people start, but then within the first month, a large percentage of people quit. But the one thing that they never understood was that you can begin again. So, family, help me welcome none other than Dr. Emmanuel K. Botchaway. How are you today, sir?
It's a pleasure and it's an honor to be with you, Pastor Bowman. Thank you for having me on Precious Moment.
Well, Doctor, I want you to know that it's always my honor to have you because I get to glean from you. What you have to say, it's important. People say when E.F. Hutton talk, people listen. When you talk, we all listen. And so, family, understand that. And so, Dr. Emmanuel, when he wrote this book, ironically enough, the book has 8 chapters. And if you know anything, 8 is the number of new beginnings. And so, family, enough of me. Let's get to the mastermind behind this book and let's hear what he has to say. What was your inspiration behind the book?
Well, thank you once again, Pastor Bowman. The inspiration was simple. I have been a young man who have fallen many times and have failed many times, so to speak, in life. And in this season of my life, the Lord, when this book was written, the Lord impressed upon my heart that, son, do you know that you can begin again? That failure is not final, that we fall down and we get up. And it was from that place, that revelation and that personal and intimate time with God was inspired to write this book, You Can Begin Again.
Wow. We fall down, but we get up. And so, because time is precious, the first chapter in this book is not by coincidence, it's not by chance. Knowing who Dr. Emmanuel K. Botchway is would only be fitting that the first chapter would be spirituality. So, Doctor, can you share a little bit with us about that first chapter?
Yeah, the first chapter here is spirituality, because I wanted all of us to get to the place where we understand that we are a spirit being, housed in a physical body, and carry a soul with us. And it all begins with our spirit and it's going to end with our spirit. And if you will begin again, it's always about the relationship between you and God, because God is a spirit. We are a spirit also. And sometimes spiritually, we fall short, we err, we deviate, and we fall down. But we can also, the Bible says that the good man and a woman will fall 7 times, but they will get back up again. You see, to fall is human, but to stay down is error. And so we fall down and we get up. And in our spiritual walk with the Lord, sometimes we err, we fall. And the Lord is using this book to get to us that even in your spiritual walk with the Lord, there are times you will fall, but you can begin again. You can always come back to the Lord. Just like the prodigal son, he went astray, he fell, he went all of the way, but he was able to come back. And so this chapter addresses the believer, it addresses our spirituality, our relationship with God, that we can fall down spiritually, we can err spiritually, but we can get back up and rekindle that relationship with the Lord.
Wow. Family, did you hear that? Because we only look in the mirror and we see what's before us, we forget that there is always the spiritual side. And if we can remember what was just said, it's about our relationship. We fall down and we can and will get back up. So let's go on and let's hear more on the inspiration behind chapter 2, which is death of a loved one.
Oh my God, this is a sensitive one, and this is very personal also to me, and I believe to many of you listening, that indeed in this life we are living, the good, the bad, and the ugly do take place. And so sometimes, and many times, we will love loved ones, people close to our heart, dear to our life, and so on and so forth. And sometimes the purpose behind this book is to encourage us that even during the time of death of a loved one, or close friend or family, that we can still begin again. I wrote a quote in this book I like to mention. It said, we keep on living for both the dead and the living. I like to just expand that. The reason why when our loved one or someone close to us go on to be with the Lord, the reason why we need to keep on living is for two things. It's for them, and it's for even ourselves. And so I just want to encourage you, even as we are transitioning, we are doing this broadcast during the month of December, and we're getting ready. And first of all, this month, December, is one of those months where it is a month of love and giving and receiving. And so we are trying to do this book to help you on this journey, even as you cross over. But this is a good time. If you were considering buying a gift for a loved one or a friend, I want to recommend and I want to suggest to you that You Can Begin Again will be a good gift that you can give, so that during these difficult times of our life, somebody will know that we keep living for both the dead and even ourselves, and that even during this difficult time, life still goes on.
Wow. We keep on living for ourselves and the dead, for the dead and ourselves. And family, that is so profound, because we think that life is supposed to stop, but life continues on. See, we touching back on that spiritual side. I wish I'd have had the revelation to write this book. However, we with the mastermind behind it. So on chapter 3, you went on to write divorce or breakup.
Yeah, this is crucial. This is where we live today. And we need to be honest. Because of the fallen nature of men, sin and bad things are inevitable in this earth we live. Yes, God can protect his own. God will make way. But he said in this world, there'll be trials and tribulation. So divorces and breakup are part of this life that we live. And if you are not in one, that maybe somebody you know who have been in a relationship, there have been a breakup, there have been a divorce. But this book is here to encourage and to empower us that once there is life, there is hope. I have this funny analogy I always use. I said, I understand that your great-granddad died in a car accident. So are you not going to ride in a car anymore or drive? And I use that analogy to illustrate marriage. Yes, you may have come from a bad marriage or been in a bad breakup, but life still goes on. There's a very secular song I like. It says, I will survive. I got all the love. I know all the love I need to love, and all the love I got. You know, something in that line. I'm not getting my thought to right, but I will survive. I believe that we are creatures that were created with a lot of love in our heart. And so we keep loving, we keep living, we keep giving, and we keep trusting God that our tomorrow will be better. I want to quote one or two things that I wrote. It said breakups can either teach you for the future relationships or cheat you for your future relationship. I hope you heard that. Breakups and divorce can either teach you for the future relationship or cheat you. Because to be honest, everybody cry when there's a breakup and a divorce. But sometimes maybe I was at fault. And maybe because of that divorce or that breakup, I could learn from that for my future relationship. And that's the reason why I will not give up. As long as I got love to give, I will keep loving and I will keep giving. I want to share one more thing there. It said, we fall in love with our hearts and not our minds. Because if you critically think about anything, you won't get back in love again. There's another quote that said, your first love should not be your last love. I love this. I love it. Your first love should not be your last love. I know you may have fallen in love deeply and now you're hurt and you are bitter and stuff, but it shouldn't be your last love. Once there is life, there is hope. We fall down, we get up, and you can begin again in your love life. Look, I want to minister even to you more closely. There is somebody waiting for your love. There is somebody waiting to embrace you. There is somebody who is just looking around because of you. Give love a second chance. Give life a second chance. You can begin again.
Oh, yes. I like that. I remember my sergeant major told me when I was getting ready to go to Staff Academy, he said, Bowman, understand when you get there, you will learn one of two things. You will either learn what to do or you will learn what not to do. And that goes right along with what Dr. Emmanuel was just saying, that in divorce or a breakup, you walk out of that with either knowing what to do for the next relationship and what not to do in the next relationship. Because there's somebody that need your love. And if people would just take the time to read this book and really go through that chapter, this world is definitely going to continue to get better and better and better.
Yeah.
So yes, I like it because Dr. Emmanuel is touching on life. And you can't get any more deeper than that. And so chapter 4, he talks about terminal illness. In today's world, we think that terminal illness is on the rise. But truth be told, because of technology, we just get exposed more to it. So share with us about terminal illness.
So as we journey in this book, the Lord began to show me and point out to me those things that is a part of life journey. And just like we just spoke about marriage and divorce and breakup, terminal illness and illnesses and sickness and diseases can dangerously and severely alter one's life. And sometimes even the ill person and the family members to the ill person, if they are not careful, both lives could be devastated. And what I did in this book was to explain to you that once there is life, there is hope. It is not over until it is over. And so if God keeps you alive, it is because He has a plan and purpose for your life. There are some people who are not ill and who are not sick, but they live in a life beneath the calling and the standard of God. There are people who walk around with illness and pain and infirmities in the body, and they're making most of their life. I want to encourage you that you can begin again. Maybe you are able-bodied man and woman running around and doing all of your things, but now you have been incapacitated by your health condition. I want you to know that you can begin again. You can readjust your mind. You can renew your mind, and there is still life for you. And if you will begin to think in that direction and begin to open up your heart, you can make most of the life that God has allowed you to live. Yes, there are terminal illness that can alter some major things in our life, but we can make the most of it because we come to believe once there is life, there is hope.
Oh, yes. Once there is life, there is hope. Because most of our battles are won and lost in the mind. It's a choice for yourself. Family, get the book, read the book, share the book. I cannot stress it enough. So let's go ahead and move on into the next chapter. Because as you can see, what you have already heard, this is food for the soul. And so chapter 5, especially during this time of year, loss of job or business. It's what's going on throughout the economy, throughout the world. So enlighten us on how do we deal with that?
I was told a story about a gentleman who lost his job. And because he lost his job, it was a well-paid job. And he was taking care of his wife and his family. And because he lost his job, so many adjustments was made in the family. They kind of lost a lot of things. And because of that, this gentleman wanted to kill himself. And he was ministered to by a pastor who told him, you can begin again. The same God who gave you that job is the same God who can give it back to you. And this man told him, for as long as there is life, there is hope. You have to keep on living. You have to keep on trusting. In the book of Ecclesiastes, the wisest man to have ever lived, Solomon said, a living dog is better than a dead lion. And so I want to encourage you. You may have lost a job, you may have lost your career, and so a business may have gone bad, but I want you to know that you can begin again. I was told and read a statistics, and I'm believing it, that this statistic is true. They said those who have succeeded in life before have a high percentage of succeeding again. So if you have started a business and you have boomed in business, and for some reason that business crumbled or you lost something, you can get back to doing it again because you already have the recipe. I really want to minister to your heart. In this season, I want you to know that you can begin again. You can get a better job. You can get a better career. You can start that business again. Once there is life, there is hope. A living dog is better than a dead lion. Yeah.
Family, I just want to start clapping now because it's reality. It's up to us to decide that we're going to get up and we are going to continue to live, because one of the most plentiful things on the earth is a job, because a job is just solving problems for other people. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I am having a good time. Say, you should take time to come and sit with us in the studio. You could catch him live. You may have an opportunity to even talk to him after this is complete. But just keep that in mind, and we'll let you know when we'll be opening the studio up for people to come through. So let's continue on. Wow. School dropouts and failures. The young folks.
It seems like this page was written for me. I do have a doctorate degree in Christian counseling. I also have a master's degree, and I had a bachelor degree or have a bachelor degree in theology. When I came to the United States of America, first of all, let me go back. This is so personal, and I just need to stop talking about book and all of that and tell you, you can really begin again. This is a real part for my life. I dropped out so many times on so many things in life. I failed in primary school, in elementary school. I failed in junior high school. I failed in senior high school. I dropped out of college when I came to this United States of America. But I'm pleased and proud to let you know that this book is true. You can begin again. A former dropout of failure, I came to this country and I was able to go back to school. I was able to get a bachelor's degree in theology, a master and a doctorate degree in Christian counseling. I want you to know that failure is not final. I don't know who you are, but I feel like encouraging you. It is never too late to begin again and to go back to school. You can find anything. It's not about degree. You can get certified in this and certified in that. You can do whatever the Lord is laying on your heart. I only want you to know it is never late to begin again. Right where you are, beginning today, as you listen to this program, Precious Moment, you could make that commitment that I will go back to school, get this certification, get this qualification, get this degree, or whatever it may be, and you can do that again. Look, my life is flashing before me as I'm speaking to you, and if nobody can inspire you, please let me be an inspiration to you. People see me and they call me around, oh, Dr. Butcher, and sometimes I laugh. This is a form of failure, man. This is a man who dropped out time and time again. But I didn't give up. Every time I fell down, I got up again. Look, it's okay to fall down, but it's a crime to stay down. You fall down, you get up. Look, my name on my headstone when I die, I want it to be inscribed, the man who died trying. The man who died trying. I have made a covenant with God, and I've made a commitment for myself. Whatever God has called me to do and told me I can do, for as long as there is life, I will keep on doing it. I don't mind falling down and getting up. I don't mind die trying. Cowards die many times before their death. You are not a coward. I'm not a coward. We're not a coward. You can begin again. Come on, get up. Be encouraged, be inspired. Look around what God told you can do this new year. Pick it up. You can do that again, and God's going to bless you.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember in school, you get that big F on your paper. I can tell my grandchildren, if you ever make an F, it's not that you failed. You just need to finish. Keep that in mind. That F, you just need to finish. We have living proof right here in the studio with us. Wow. It's only fitting that this next chapter, especially for someone that has come from another country, can really, really speak on, and that is relocation.
Yeah, just this on Sunday, we preach a message in our church, Hope International Church and Ministries. You know what God is turning hopelessness into hopefulness. We're in Hirsch, Texas, and God is doing wonders in this local church. Fine group of people called the Hopers. They are fabulous. You need to find some time and stop by with us. But as I talk about this book, you can begin again and talk about relocation. I was saying something in our last Sunday message that is almost like we got junk in our trunk. And sometimes we think if we just relocate from point A to point D, then everything will go away. No. Sometimes relocation is necessary. Sometimes relocation is unnecessary. It's about a renewing of our mind. And so as we practically and specifically speak about relocation, sometimes there are toxic environments. There are toxic communities and association. You will need to be relocated so that you can fulfill God's plans and purpose of your life. But sometimes it's not about relocating your geographical location, but it's about relocating and renewing your mind, because you are what you are. Until you renew and change your mind, you can leave from Texas, like I said, and go to Tennessee. It is the same person you are. And I wrote a quote in this book that relocation can make you and it can break you. I have seen, I just want to share this quick story and we're going to go on from there. But I've seen couples who relocated from Africa, like Pastor Boma has just said. I am a product who hailed from West Africa to these United States of America, and I've watched the two groups of relocation. There are some group who relocated and life is doing well. There are some group who were doing real well back home or where they relocated from. Because of relocation, they got divorced, the relationship got damaged, the family split up. And so my caution in this, that relocation can be necessary at times, and sometimes it is unnecessary. You will have to take the wisdom and the leading of God. You can't run away from your shadow. Your shadow will always follow you. And so sometimes instead of running from one location to the other, we need to do the heavy lifting and do the hard work. But I came to let you know that if you relocated from somewhere to here and you feel like you are lost, you are disadvantaged, and so on. I could deal with a lot of things we deal with in the book, because many educated people back home came to this state and they had to do away with all of the degrees because it was not accredited here, and they had to start all over again. I want to encourage those group of people that you can begin again.
Oh, yes. Relocation, it can make you or it can break you. So, family, understand if for some reason your relocation broke you, you can begin again and you can relocate, and now it can work for you. So, here it is as we get ready to wrap up this segment and get into the last chapter. It's only fitting that we look at the first 7 chapters. Spirituality, death of a loved one, divorce or breakup, terminal illness, loss of a job or business, school dropouts and failures, and relocation. 7 is the number of completion. But when we started, I said 8 is the number of new beginning. And that 8th chapter just wraps up the first 7 chapter. And that 8th chapter, life happens.
Wow, mama, I want you to understand that sometimes you can be too careful enough. I have seen cars driven out of the street into people's domestic home and kill them. I have seen some strange things happen. And writing this book, when I got to this 8th chapter, the Lord simply told me, simply tell them, life happens. Things happen. You can plan too much. You can take too much precaution. Sometimes life just happens. You were the best wife, best husband, best this, best that. You did everything well. Sometimes life just happened. And hey, the thing here is to understand that you can begin again. Because when life happens, all you need to do, say, I can begin again. You know, there is a saying from the book of Job that good things, bad things can happen to good people. Job was a good man. He took every precaution in the Bible to live a good life before God, and he did. But bad thing happened to Job. Life happens. And when life happens, I want you to know that you can begin again. There's a quote, even as I exit this book, it says, when we get knocked down, we get back up. It's called life. No one you may drop out, or you can drop out. You can drop out of the game. For as long as there is life, there is hope. My precious viewers tonight, this morning, this evening, wherever time you may be watching from, wherever you are, I want you to simply know, put in just this simple phrase, you can begin again. Whether we cover a specific issue that you are personally confronted with or not, take it and put it on a life happens. Life do happens. But please know this, you can begin again. May the God that is able to cause men and women, boys and girls, to begin again be your God, and may you begin again in the mighty name of Jesus. Pastor.
Wow. Dr. Emmanuel, I personally want to thank you once again with your schedule for you to take time to come and to share with the people throughout the world. That is just a testament of who you are. And then to take what you wrote, the life that you lived. Some people talk the talk. Some people walk the walk. This book is just a testament of the walk that you are continuously walking. So personally, thank you once again for taking the time to come and to share on Precious Moments. Family, what else can I say? Words cannot describe what you have just received. You can begin again. The information is at the bottom of the screen, how you can order this book. See, the unique thing about a book can go where you can't go. There are many things that we will throw out, but it's something about a book that you just don't throw out. You may put it on a shelf, you pass it on to the family, but understand, in this chaotic world of today, Life is happening.
Hmm.
And this is your encyclopedia for life, so that when life happens, you can begin again. And so for those of you that have just tuned in to Precious Moment for the first time, and you'd like to become a partner with Dr. Emmanuel K. Botchway, to become a partner to his ministries. And as a partner, partnership does carry benefits. So just follow the information on the bottom of the screen, and don't forget to order not only one copy for yourself, but order several copies so that you can continue to ensure that people will begin again. Family, we love you and look forward to seeing you for our next step.